happy Tuesday morning, everyone. At least it's morning for us. Other people, it's a little bit later in the evening. But have to say, with everything going on, I believe in the States anyway, the Comic Cons are probably back in full force.
And the world rejoices.
Well, I said the States. Well, now, I don't know about the world. I don't think China would right now. They're still having major lockdowns.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
we got to be a little considerate. I think, I know Dublin had their first one. I think y'all have 2 a year.
2 a year, yeah. Well,
So y'all
first
just had
one
y'all
last
Go
month,
ahead.
yeah.
and
It's a. Go on.
go ahead.
Yeah, no, we had our first one last month after, was it 2020? Our show was scheduled to go on, I believe it was the 12th or 13th of March, so the Friday. And the government shut down every event, every show, put restriction in place on the Thursday before our show. So literally all this kicked off, and within the space of a couple of weeks, people are saying, are you happening? Are you not happening? And we were all go. And the day before our show, the government shut everything down.
Are you serious?
Ooh, that
So-
will hurt.
That's brutal.
It was quite upsetting. The hotel then screwed us over. Sure, airlines screwed you over. We literally just everything, just all the money gone, and we got lucky. A lot of the attendees said, "Look, keep our tickets, transfer it over to next year," and we said, "Okay, we'll be back in August," thinking everything's gonna be fine by August. We're back next March. We're back next August.
Yeah.
4 shows later,
You're here.
we're back.
So
No,
how long have you
back to
been
reality.
doing it prior to 2020?
Since 2013. So it'll be our
nice.
first show 2013, yeah. It's and to be honest, we didn't know what we were doing. I'd never ran shows. I'd gone to Comic Cons, I'd never ran shows, I'd never ran a business, I'd never dealt with guests. We just said we want to run a Comic Con, me and a few friends. And we just sat down, planned everything out, and let's rented a venue and said, let's see what happens. And here we are now.
Well,
Surprise.
congrats
Yeah,
on
it's-
basically getting your show back up and running. So that's one of the best news for y'all anyway. And then y'all have another one coming. Is it? I'm trying to think. August.
August.
5th and
It is
or
indeed.
6th and 7th, or 5th and 6th. I don't have my dates
Yeah.
quite tuned in yet.
I'll double check myself because it's 6th and 7th. I keep forgetting.
So how did it go last month?
Yeah, fantastic. To be honest with you, it was a weird one though. It was a very weird one. Like we brought over some amazing names. Like you had Ron Perlman, like one of the biggest names. We had the Moncada twins from Breaking Bad, Shannon Elizabeth, Michael Cudlitz, Chandler Riggs,
Mhm.
Morris LaMarche, Rob Paulson. You know, Kevin.
Wait,
We had a
you
good few names.
You have Chandler Riggs? Oh my gosh. Like, what my
Zombie
daughter
freak.
did is what I'm doing on the inside. Like, oh my gosh. I wish that I was aware of this, but as we talked yesterday, I'm, not a good flyer, so I would have been there in spirit. But oh my gosh, I would love for someone to bring like Walking Dead people to a Texas Comic Con because I would go. Oh my gosh. Continue. I'm sorry. I was fangirling there for a minute. I'm a little jealous.
So you're allowed. It's okay. We all have our moments.
So you had some amazing guests last month. Who do you have lined up for August?
I can only say the ones we've announced. Sadly, we have so many contracts like this close to finishing, and it's just back and forth. So at the moment, we have Brian Arizello, we have Felicia Day, and we have Mick Belanfi. I can never pronounce the chap's last name. He's actually an Irish chap, and he is our second Irish guest ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we can never get Irish guests. I don't know why. we had one guest, I won't say who. We contacted the agent and we're like, look, would this guest like to do the show? He's a local. You know, when I shaved my head, I got mistaken for him once. And they're like, no, he doesn't do any Comic Cons. No, just not for him. And then the next day, he was announced for London Comic Con. Like, what the fuck? And he got offered more money. He got offered a load of money. He told us he wasn't doing any, so it's a weird one. But this chap, we had Barry Keoghan actually, you know Keoghan from the Eternals.
Mm.
So that was actually his second official Comic Con outside of San Diego.
Nice.
So we had him as a guest appearance in association with Disney, and he rocked up on the Saturday for a one-off panel. So technically, Mick will be our second Irish guest traveling from New York, and he's Red Dead Redemption. So we've gotten a lot of first timers actually. We had Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine was meant to be her first Comic Con ever with us in 2020, and then COVID messed us about. But yeah, to get back for this one, we have Mick from Red Dead Redemption. We have Felicia Day, who's kind of an all-rounder, and Brian Arzello, and a load more still to announce. But I can't say yet. I wish I could, but I can't.
Well, that's understandable.
I mean, I don't know
Definitely
why anybody
understandable.
would turn it down. I mean, going to Ireland, hello.
I know.
Put me on a plane, I'm there.
That's actually a big part of it. Like, so many guests have contacted us directly. They've avoided reps, and they're like, we just want a holiday, and we want to do this. Like Michael Rooker, when he came over, and same with Ron Perlman. Ron travelled around the country. He was here for a week or two before the show, travelled around. I brought Michael Rooker to one of the police stations and got him on one of the police bikes and all for photos, and he was loving it, and all this funky stuff. So one second, I'm just gonna grab a charger. They do love coming over here, which is great for us. But yeah, it was the same for March. It was a weird one. Traders, especially since Brexit, we've lost a lot of traders. I'm not sure you know much about Brexit. Ever heard about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No.
you know, with trade and all this, we lost a lot of our exhibitors, traders. But the traders that went, best show they've ever done, they said. But the guests, people weren't spending money on the guests. The show, it was weird. I don't know why. We had like our biggest March show yet. March is a smaller show, so we had about 17,000 at this one. And it's like some of the guests we thought would have...
How many was that? Did you say 70,000?
No, 17 is there's no
okay,
venue big enough.
I didn't know there were that many people in Ireland, but okay.
No, we can't find a venue big enough anyway.
I'm like, I didn't even know that was possible. Okay.
They could have flown in. You never know.
I'm just
Yeah,
that was kind of high. I'm like, how did you do that? But 17,000 is still really high.
yeah, that's where normally have about 22 to 24,000 for the August show, and we actually have a good few people from the States come over. One trader, and when I look at the stats, maybe about 50 people from the US come over to the show every year. So it's not bad considering.
Mm.
You know, they just want to get drunk, obviously, but still.
Jerry Shaper, have you ever had any musicians on your rosters?
Don't know. Actually, no, I lie. If you count Michael Rosenbaum, he's in a band. And what's the crap from American Pie again? Oh, I forgot his name. Nick. Oh, fuck. It'll come back to me later. He's in a band as well, but no dedicated musicians yet.
As of yet.
Yes. As of yet.
Underlined exclamation yet.
Oh yes.
What about podcasters? Just
We need to hook you up with the Iron Maidens. I'm sure they'd
There
love
you go.
to be out there.
Oh, it's trust me. There was someone did an evening with Bruce, and I was so tempted. I was working, but I was like, I really want to go.
Mm.
Next time, it'd be great. Just because it's Bruce. I mean, come on, I wouldn't want to see him.
Very true. Very true. Now, how many guests do you normally have at a show? Like, looked like last time it was about 15.
It stays in and around that mark, about between, let's say, 8, 10 media guests, between 5 and 8 comic guests. And again, like, we're very light on the comic guests for March because we had some great names, but every one of them was unavailable. It was just too busy. And but we tried to keep it around that. We've had some shows in previous years where we've had about 30 guests. And to be honest with you, a lot of even the guests notice it. When there's less of them, the reps prefer it, and so do the guests, because people aren't spreading their guarantees around. They get more time, they get more interaction. When you have too many guests, they were like, it just dilutes the pot for everyone, and people are sitting there scratching their arse because, you know, people don't know who. I only have a certain amount of money. Who will I spend it on?
Yeah.
And look, like at the end of the day, they're there to be fans, but they're there to also earn a bit of money. So I think we found a sweet spot of about 8 to 10 guests for media, and at least 5 for the comic guests if we can. And we're going to try and insert a few wrestlers.
So what made you start this?
There was none here. That's purely it. We went to we were back in 2013. Like we've been making stuff for years, like costume sculpting, molding, casting, and we're like, okay, let's go to a convention with them. We see them in the States, all over. There's none here. We went to an anime convention here, and what age was I then? I would have been probably about 25, 24, 25. I felt so old. I was like, Jesus. It's like, no. This isn't good for me. No. So we said, fuck it, let's run a show. And we collect props from movies. We collect all screen use stuff from different movies. I'm normally in the workshop, and the workshop, as you probably seen yesterday, loads of stuff around. And there's 5 of us, 5 friends, and we all kind of said, we have enough displays here to fill a warehouse. And then I said, well, let's make a Comic Con. Let's bring all our stuff. Let's build some displays and start a Comic Con. So we're kind of just snowball from there. And we built a door from The Walking Dead that people can pose in front of with zombie hands. And what else did we build there?
I'm in the wrong country. Gosh. I need to just go there because that's just my thing. Like
I'm not going to be on the same plane as Amy.
No one needs to be on the same plane as me, okay? But
they need their own private. Just
I mean, I really just should. I'm just saying.
If you hop on a boat now, you'll be here for August.
Okay, yeah. See, unless it's like a cruise ship, then I'm down. But other than that, I just don't know. It's too peoply in the world for me, man. I'm just throwing it out there. There's a lot of people.
She'll definitely take the cruise ship.
Yes.
I'll take the flight. I'll be there in an hour or so.
I'll
it's probably
just
gonna
go.
be about
I'm
5
easy.
hours.
Just either way works for me. I'm good.
Yeah. I'll take a boat.
And I see your Star Trek uniform there as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll appreciate this. You know Jonathan Frakes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yes.
No.
We had him here a few years ago, yeah. And let's face it, have you heard he's known as Frakey Flaky or Flaky Frakey? In the con scene, apparently, he's known as Flaky Frakey because he cancels nearly every appearance because he's too busy. He's working.
No.
Like
He didn't cancel any, did he?
No, he didn't. And to be honest with you, we were so happy because you had, as you know this from social media, you'll have every naysayer on. He's going to cancel. He's going to cancel. He's going to cancel. And what happened? He turned up, and I had to hold back a few of our crew from commenting on every post saying, "See, he came. See, he came."
Like I said, who would turn that down? I mean, honestly, come on.
He's an absolute gent as well. Like we've had most of the next gen cast actually, apart from Patrick Stewart, Geordie. They're the only 2 left.
Really? Because I say Geordie's done a lot here, so I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. Oh, LeVar is on the list, but it's just a matter of getting to him on the list now. I think he's always been busy when we tried, so we are working our way through. We'll never get Patrick Stewart.
What about one of my top 5? Was Will Wheaton ever there?
No, not yet.
See, he's another
it's early days. There we go. Yeah.
Chris is asking.
But we're going through the bridge crew first.
There you go. Well, technically he was because he was an ensign before he went to the academy.
How many attendees did you have at your first event?
I think we had 5,000. We were not expecting that at all. It was held in a place called the National Show Centre. Now, it sounds fancy. Beside the airport, it's literally a 3,000 square meter shed. You have to do everything yourself. And loads of it. It's a dog show centre. It's for dog shows, and you have lots of land. So we literally had to run the cables for the power, the internet, set up the staging, get all the external barriers, rent them in, forklift them, set them up ourselves, run the car park, run everything ourselves. Literally nothing was done. We ran from, you name it, from setting up the floor, putting the markings down on the floor with tape ourselves, taking the tables off the truck, you name it. We did it all ourselves. So it was and the second year the venue flooded. So it was fun.
Oh no.
And then we moved to a very fancy building 3 years later.
So you just kind of worked your way up, and yeah.
And even the current venue, we're outgrowing it, but there's only 2 venues in Dublin that actually can hold anything near our size, and the other one's already booked up every time we need it. So it's not like one of the reps that actually comes over to guests is from Texas. I think he used to run shows in Texas, he said. And we told him how much our venue was. And he was like, huh? He goes, I get something twice as big for half the cost in Texas. Everything here is very pricey. Like, extremely pricey to run anything here. People don't realize that. That's why we have to be very picky for guests, because like you can pay $4,000 or $5,000 for one flight for one person.
Ouch.
Just to get them over. Yeah.
So you're able to do it twice a year, though. So that's got to help you, and you probably have it down to like a science now, right?
Oh yeah, like I'm automating everything now, because again, just myself and Derek and less people-y, automating as much as we can, because normally we have a great group of friends, and we build all the displays ourselves. So during the show and the lead up, we all get together, build the stuff. Like we built the Starship Troopers bug in 3 weeks for the event, full size, just because, and
Just
like
because.
that they all come into play, just because. And they all come into play closer to previous myself and their website, advertising, guest liaison, planning, literally every aspect of the show. It's just the 2 of us. We do all the website ourselves. We do all the marketing ourselves. We do all the graphics. We do all that prior to this. And I went, even all the exhibitors manually. So we just have to automate more and more. And every year we're getting better. Everything's more streamlined. That we don't have, it's not sound bad, we have to talk to less people so we can focus on what we need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the less people.
I'm telling you,
it's definitely worth it.
People is just it's a happier Amy when there's less people. Okay, I don't know why, but it's just, I feel like, okay, I guess I'm biased, but I feel like almost most of the people I encounter, now I live in the boonies, okay, literally the boonies, I classify it anyways, and I feel like the stupid people just target me when I go out. So I just go through like the Starbucks drive-through, and I go into Target, and I don't talk to people, and I'm a happier person.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I've lost audio at the put this on charge.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? There you go.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
1 second there.
That would be a no.
Uh-oh.
How about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Oh, we're getting audio difficulties. My camera just went out too for some odd reason.
Hello?
My power went out. That's why I had to connect from my phone.
Hello?
And it only went out in this section. I'm just saying.
You might have to reconnect. I can type that up for them.
Reconnect.
Go out and come back.
Yeah. Well, going off of that though, William Russell is on, and I believe he did say he was Magic. Who is it? Is that what he said? Magic William is here. Yeah, Magic.
Magic Mike.
Hey, I'm still waiting for that, video. I told you I'd give you $5, $7. I give you $7 if you fail. I'm waiting. Okay, I haven't forgotten. Okay.
Would have put it in the kilt.
No.
Sorry, reconnect. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, one thing to go ahead and say for William is he's the one who just started the Kickstarter for Psycho Sal, which is a comic book that he's written or doing the design for. And let me tell you, the stuff that he has on that Kickstarter is so portable. I think there's something like $10 for like different covers. One's by Ariel Diaz, one's by him, different people. And it's like, these are affordable. Mm-hmm. And it's like, for everybody, like he says. So if you can get on there and get something, I would do it.
Now, the thing with Kickstarters is that it's all or nothing, right? They either get the whole thing or they get none of it.
He's already made it within the first day.
Oh, good.
So they're
Awesome.
doing a stretch.
Oh, very cool. Carl, can you hear us?
I can. I'm back. I don't know what happened
Hey,
there when I
Verizon.
took out the earphone.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Now, I don't know what I was prattling on about.
We were talking about the Comic Con being automated, less people-y.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
I went on to how less people makes for happier people. I love it.
Yeah, so that's the gist of it. Yeah, it's we started off in literally a shed, and now we're in what's the premier convention center in Dublin, and it's spread over 6 floors. Not big floors, but 6 floors. Very different from the massive ones you'd see. Like we have a 2,000 seat auditorium, but our trade hall is only about 3,000 square meters, and then we have another floor and another floor and another floor. So
Now, you
it's,
mentioned one time it flooded. How much do you have to deal with weather up there regarding those dates in March and August?
March hit and miss because we're normally right before St. Patrick's weekend. August is probably the best time to do it weather-wise. We just got very unlucky, and the second year, the entire entrance flooded, and you don't have a staff, you don't have a liaison. We literally had a caretaker who we had to ring up on a Sunday morning to come out and get in a tractor and get the water away.
I would have videoed it.
Pump it out.
The poor chap was probably enjoying his breakfast when we called.
You know what? That's dedication, though. I'm just saying, because I don't think, probably mostly myself included on this call right here, I wouldn't do that. And like you went, I'm sorry, my kids just decided to go batshit crazy. But like I know, because you were saying you built everything, you set everything up, and now you're in like the premier location and everything like that. But I mean, that's just like dedication and really wanting to bring that to the fans that are there. And I think that is something I personally would not do. But getting on a tractor, I mean, I may live in Texas, but I am not a farmer by any means. I am very citified, okay, especially in my little boonies. I'm the girl with the big city glasses and the hot mess children, okay? But I'm just saying, that is to me like mad respect for you is what I'm trying to say. Hold on, my kids are fighting.
Oh, there we go.
Bless their heart.
Well, one thing to show you is Chris said, that is awesome. You bringing fans together is amazing. Much respect for you and all of your hard work.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, I think it's cool because you saw a need and you filled it. I mean,
well, that's
Comic Con in Ireland. How cool is that?
I want to go.
You should.
I would too.
It's different from we did look at every other show around the world, because when we were planning this, even for dates, we got to the stage we were looking, first of all, from day one, we'd never want to conflict with any local show, be it big or small, be it anime or something else, or even in the UK, or even in the US as well for guests. Look, we're not going to be competing, but we don't declash and someone say, oh, well, I wanted to go to this show and I can't, I have to make a choice to go to one local, go somewhere else. We kept our dates away from everything possible. And that was kind of from day one. We don't want to step on people's toes. We want to, I'll invite other conventions, especially fan conventions, to the show, have a table, promote yourself. And we try to do different things. We've had wrestlers, we have medieval combat guys fighting, and girls fighting in full metal armor with blunt metal swords, knocking the crap out of each other. We have even the cosplay village, and we're just trying to do different things for the fans again, because when we go to a show, we don't want to just go to a giant trade hall. Anyone can do that. Mm-hmm. We want to build displays. We've our first year, was it the first or second year? I can't remember. Aliens. Everyone knows Aliens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the colony in LV 426, the colony?
Mm-hmm.
We built, I think it was a 15-meter long replica of that, where people walk through.
Wow.
That is awesome.
We had aliens in there in costume, and people coming out through the walls screaming when you get close.
So it's like a full immersion experience in one of these things.
Yeah, like
okay. I wanted to go to Ireland.
Oh my
anyway
god.
because
Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna
Irish,
have to
but
book my
dang.
little cruise ship. Okay, so I'm there. But oh my gosh, like that is just my kind of thing. Like, God, first you had me at Chandler Riggs, and now like a full immersion. Like, I'm just God. I'm gonna have to like travel and go on a plane and this stuff. You know, like
Yeah,
oh
definitely.
man. I need
Ireland is definitely on mine and Super Hubby's bucket list. So we'll just have to figure out how to plan it around your Comic Con.
I'm gonna have to like look at cruises and see where I need to fly to go out to get there. Okay, so hold please, just hold.
Yeah. She,
well, we're
she's
not going
looking
anywhere.
stuff
Don't
up
worry.
now.
We're actually launching more shows now next year. I think all going well. We'll be doing a horror convention, and we're trying to do a Renaissance fair. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
something we're going to
Very
try.
cool.
I need to move. I need to just
No.
move.
I'm telling you,
Oh my gosh,
I'm
I
with
need
you.
to move. You had me at horror convention. Like, I just,
Yeah, 'cause we have
I'm
Houston.
gonna have to get on a plane, man. I'm gonna have to do it.
I'm actually still waiting for Houston Horror Film Fest to get back
That
with
one's-
me on their media.
That one's gonna be good too. But damn it, you're gonna make me fly, man. You're gonna make me fly. Okay? 'Cause I'm gonna come in the day early, so I'm in a good mood for the convention. Because I won't be a happy camper off the plane. Okay, I just won't. But
Yeah, you're making Ireland utter perfection.
I know.
We're trying.
Man,
Well, I know we've got like 3 things on our bucket list. It's like Hawaii, Australia, and Ireland because both his and my ancestors are from Ireland, and so you know, so
Perfect
we are like
excuse.
totally wanting to come. So that's one of our things. So we will just like save up our mileage and come.
Well, I'm such a mixed breed. I'm Scottish, Irish, and Mexican.
Oh, okay. The
I
first
can,
two,
I
but
can swim. I can.
what?
Yep.
how does
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
My grandmother was a Garza, 100% Mexican, Hispanic.
Huh.
So, yep.
Wow.
But I show more of the Irish and Scottish.
I say you look as pale as me, so yeah.
Yeah, I have the
yes.
beard and the Scottish calves I have.
Huh.
So
I'm not sure how we got on our heritage
there's
conversation
no
here.
hairy chest here.
Oh my goodness. You know, it's just no.
What
See,
was the coolest con
No.
director moment you have ever had? Who have you met or experienced that has
Yeah.
positively defined your time as a director?
good question.
Ooh, have to have a think about that one actually. You know, but the coolest moment. See, there's lots of cool moments. To be honest with you, it's honestly, it's just people coming up that you don't know. They're saying they've really enjoyed the show, and that it's gotten them out of their shell. Because I know it's a bit of a stereotype, but a lot of con-goers, they're not really the most social people. Like I wasn't at that age, you know, especially the younger generation. They're not used to it. Like the rest of us, we're used to it now. But you see them getting out of their shells, and we get messages all the time from parents of 15, 16-year-olds, and this is their outlet to the show. And when they get to the show, they're a changed person. So to me, that's the best. You see them actually having fun and see them in costume, or like they love. There's one guy actually now I remember. He's a massive Stargate fan. He was there with his daughter. Yep, and I have a load of screen use costumes from Stargate, like the Serpent Guards and all. Massive fan. And we were closing up, and he came over with his daughter, and he was looking at the costumes, and he was in a wheelchair himself, so we had the barriers, and he couldn't really see as much. And I looked at him, so everyone's going home, so I moved the barriers aside. I said, "Come on in," and he went around all the costumes, and he was just in awe of them. He's delighted. He's like, "Thanks. I never thought I'd be able to, you know, hold a staff weapon from the show or something like this." And it's those moments like that, like, you know, that's what defines it. Because I barely get to see the guests. Derek handles the guests. I just run up and down the rest of the building the rest of the day looking busy. But like
busy.
make my look busy. Putting out fires when I can. But there's that, I suppose, from a guest point of view. We've had some amazing guests. I'll be honest with you, we've had some arseholes. Like one nearly, I can't say who, but one squared up to me and tried to start a fight with me. And Yeah, I said okay,
Why?
and he backed
Did
it.
you win? Always say
Did you
you win, man. Like I won. Always say that.
He, wa-
Okay.
he was quite abusive of my wife in the photo booth and riling people up. So I wasn't too happy to say the least. And his rep then put him in place as well. But that's in
Wow.
one extreme, very few and far between. But like we've sat down and we've had meals and dinners with a few of the guests after. But honestly, one of the craziest and funnest guests I've ever met has been Michael Rooker. He's
I can see that.
he's out there in such a fun way, an absolute gent. And yeah, like he's probably had the most impact because you can kind of, for someone who is very big, let's face it, he's so down to earth, and that's kind of, it makes you realize they're just people. They're
Mhm.
just literally people doing their best, and he went out of his way to make sure every fan got a chance to meet him and have fun.
Aw,
And
see, that
know,
is
like,
so cool. I love that.
and like, he's not the only one. So many of them do. He's just one that sticks out in my mind the most.
Well, and that's when we're working with Comic Cons for the last 2 that I've worked with, where I've worked with the guests. The guests are like super cool, down to earth people, and it is awesome. I love it.
And that's what people tend to forget. Because you can see when people get very nervous.
hmm
And it's like for us, we're used to it at this stage. But people, they get so nervous, and like if everyone going up to a guest just takes a breath and remembers they're people too. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. They'll talk with you. You're not going to be looked down upon, or not going to be pushed to the side. Like, just take your time, take a breath. They don't mind sitting there for a couple of extra seconds while you compose yourself. They
You
don't
know,
mind
though,
that at all.
I don't know.
I get it
If
because
I was in line for Chandler Briggs, I may have just passed out and made a complete ass of myself. He would just be like, "That girl's psychotic," you know. So I don't know, because I feel like if I paused to breathe, I would pass out like that, or like if it was Lady Gaga, if I met her in person, oh my gosh, okay, like I've just no, it'll be a whole new Amy. So
I mean,
no.
yeah,
Well, we
I
won't-
had that instant when we went to Lake Charles, the Sci-Fi-Con, and I got to meet Tim Russ. And I got to interview Tim Russ, and I had like a major fangirl moment. And I'm usually the one that likes to ask a lot of questions. My brain just could not initiate and ignite on questions. I was just like, I have so many, but I don't know if I'm going to get them out, you know. And so I get it, but he was really sweet about it.
And
Patricia Tallman was like,
Patricia
and-
Tallman was
yeah,
excellent.
she was awesome. And I interviewed her the first time. My husband caught the fact that the sound was off, so I had to go do it again. And she was all for it. She goes, "No, go right ahead." And so I initially did like the selfie version, and I turned it on her, and she goes, "No, no, 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 you're sharing the screen with me." And she pulled me in with her, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that is so awesome." They're really cool people, and I just love them. So
I think conventions, like, I'll be honest with you, I've seen it change since I started running shows, and I think the rest of the lads involved, and I think the rest of conventions have, used to be back in the early days, they wouldn't be caught dead at conventions. Some celebrities were like, it feels like, oh no, you're scraping the barrel having to go to a convention to earn money. But now it's changed completely. It's like this is a chance for them to meet fans. It's the stigma is gone from a lot of the guests. It's no longer, they realize, well, it's actually fun. You know, we can actually go have fun, meet fans, have a great time, and, you know, just connect with people. And it's great to see that change, because look, maybe it's just the type of people that we used to ask that's like, no, they don't do conventions, you know, they go up like, no, I'm not involved in that. But now it's I think every year people are becoming more open to it, and like that, you can.
And you see a lot more searching for different conventions.
Well, and I think a lot of people, you know, back then, even now, a lot of us geeks, I own it, I'm a geek. A lot of us geeks are, you know, introverts. And so we're pretty shy and quiet, whereas a lot of like sports fans are like out there in your face, rambunctious sort of stuff. And so they don't, you know, and a lot of the sci-fi actors and stuff are kind of in their little bubbles. And so it's like when you're in a bubble here and you're in a bubble there, it's like, you know, to us, a Comic-Con is like a huge sporting event with a bunch of different athletes at it when you think of it that way. And so, yeah, we go crazy over it. But we're just so shy half the time. Our brains aren't igniting, going, what was that? That was a cool interview. CJ also Stargate Tilksif. Oh my gosh, I would love to do a Stargate one. That's up there
Yep.
too.
We had Alexis over.
No, you did
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Oh, she was
We
last
built
in
a little
Andromeda.
Stargate test room and all. I put up all the Stargate props and you can get photos of the fans in front of it. Yeah, so we have enough parts to build a Stargate. It's on the list, but we just don't have that time.
You need to contact me when you're going to do it, and Super and Heavy and I will be there.
I would love to get Christopher Judge on the show.
Oh, any of them.
Christopher Judge and oh god,
Michael Shea,
now my brain's
Richard Dean
going blank.
Anderson, Michael
I
Shea,
don't-
Richard Dean
I don't know who
Amanda
any of
Tapping.
these people are.
I can keep listing.
I have no
I
idea.
can.
That's
List. I am
Stargate.
a sci-fi geek. I own it and I know it.
Sorry,
What's her name?
honestly,
Amanda.
I didn't even
Amanda
know
Tapping.
what it
Thank
was
you.
until I've met you guys. So
We're working on it, Amy. We're working on it.
are
Yes.
we?
You're welcome.
Amy is more of our undead.
Undead.
Undead
I'm
fans.
more of the dead horror. Like, yes, I
Yes.
want to kill some people.
Zombie. That's her realm.
I know, and you wouldn't picture that. I know you wouldn't picture that, but yes, that is. Yeah.
What about Underworld?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love those. But it would be like
I actually like Underworld too.
what was it? I would like there would be introverts that are, and I'm over here. I would be the sports fan that's just like, woohoo, yes, we're gonna do this. Yeah. So maybe that's why, because of the type of stuff that I like, my personality.
I have to tell you that I was with my top 5. One of my top 5s was Kevin Sorbo, and I actually interviewed him, and I was the one that helped him through the one Comic Con, and I did not pass out. So excited.
She was very close.
I could see a marathon with zombies and Amy rooting for her favorite
Oh,
zombie.
she probably
my
would.
God. In San Antonio, they used to do a zombie walk, and I never got to make it. I always wanted to go to one. And my friends would go, and they'd be like all like painted, like dead, and they would do like the zombie walk marathon thing, and it was so cool. But I sent this thing to Greg too. So they have a paintball like arena, I guess is, I don't know, lack of a better term, but it is. You're surviving a zombie apocalypse. So they have
that is cool.
And you're like on this like Warcraft kind of like military, like I don't know if it's like a cargo SUV or what, but you're on that and it drives you around and you have to like kill the zombies. It's all tactical. I was like, I need to go to this. So it's on my bucket list for Halloween this year because that's my thing. But yes, I know. I feel like that's why I'm more outspoken though, because I'm just like, yes, kill him, let's do it. Yes, it's totally gonna happen. So yeah.
Have you gone to Dragon Con? Have you?
I haven't. I feel like I would fit in there though. Like I feel like that's where I need to be.
Yeah, she'd fit into Dragon Con.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
an amazing.
I'm not a horror person, so I leave that to Amy.
I need to go.
Dragon Con's more. You have your undead and you have your
everything.
You have everything.
Now the Renaissance portion, I could chill and I could enjoy that part, but the undead. I mean, you could be like an undead Renaissance person and just.
I feel like for some of these conventions, like I felt like, what was it? Like Comic Con and stuff, I'm like the loudest person there. Like if I were to yell, you would clearly hear me across the whole thing. Just be like, boom, I'm here, right? So I need to go to a con that which is whatever. I'm just loud and I am vibrant. Okay,
that's okay. That's okay. We love you for your bright personality. It's okay.
Oh yes. You know what? Maybe I should dress up as someone from the Underworld movies, and then I can make.
Oh, you would be good at that.
I should make Josh go as a lichen. Like yes, okay. That's totally what I should do.
That needs to be
that's
your next cosplay.
Yeah, that's actually what I did. We went to Atlanta, and I was just like, I told you, I'm a nerd. I'm a super nerd.
Oh
you hate me? No.
I know. I know. I know it's shocking to find out these facts about me. I know. I seem like such a quiet, muffled person. Sweet, innocent. I know. I'm naive. Yes. I'm sorry that I had to pop your bubble, but I'm loud as hell. Okay, and I'm blunt. I am blunt as hell too. So this is where if you need to chew someone out on the phone, you just call me. I can handle it. I'll get you.
I'm actually laughing.
Got an Amy, and we're not afraid to use her.
I'm actually picturing the one that we're going to have and Amy yelling my name, and I'm going to have to follow the echo.
Okay. I know. Let me tell you. how extra I can be. Okay, like let me just sum this all up for you guys in like one quick statement. When me and my husband go to the store and we separate, right? Because we have a cart, each kid has a cart, and we just separate because I can't go down the same aisle as him. He gets on my nerves. Okay. When I want to find him, no shit. I'm being honest to God. I literally go caw through the whole store until he does it back, and we just make bird sounds until we find each other. Kid you not. Like I get looks at the store, but it's like legit. No one, because I've done it in a full aisle one time because that's just, I don't know, that's just how I am. I like to make people feel awkward. And so I did it, and literally they tried not to look at me. So they like looked down and then looked over like, what is this crazy chick doing? Okay. But oh my gosh, it was hilarious because then my husband's like 3 rows back and he's like super quiet because he doesn't want to like be embarrassed. So he like barely does it. And I'm like, I can't hear you. Can you do it again? Come on. He's just like,
Yeah, you know there's these things called phones nowadays as well.
I know, but it's just so funny to do because it makes him like, I don't know, he feels all awkward and it's just great for me. So I just like randomly do it, or like I'll be by him and I'll do it again. It's the greatest thing. So I'm just saying that's how
hot mess success with
Congratulations, Amy.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you. But yeah, so I'm just saying, Greg, that's what you can look forward to at ours. Is I'll randomly just be like, try. Yeah, I'll just do it. I have no shame. Okay, none.
So you don't need to get her a walkie-talkie anymore, is what she's saying.
No, please don't. No. Actually, don't, because I don't want to hear other people.
She'll do that. She'll do that, and I'll immediately pick up the phone and hit Amy.
She will. It's true. Sometimes I feel like I randomly do it, and then I'll get a phone call or whatever. Yeah, I feel like if I did it loud enough.
So if you're in the store in any of your areas and you hear that, just say, "Yes, Amy. What do you need?"
I like Mommy's thing. She thought her family whistle was unique, but now she needs to get more creative.
We have a whistle.
I'm keeping the spark alive, okay? I'm cacawing in grocery stores to find my husband, okay? That's how I keep the spark alive in my marriage.
Yeah, ours is a whistle. We do a whistle for too far apart and can't find each other.
You know, it's one of those things. Like, it's just, I don't know. I have no shame. Like, I don't. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know.
I just pick up the phone and say,
you probably, like, I bet you now, like, you're like,
you have phone issues with ours. So.
No, I feel like Carl's like, I don't want to, please don't come. I don't want to meet you. You're a lot. Like,
it's okay. I can hide in the building. It's fine. I won't hear you.
No, I will find you. Like, I will find you.
That sounds like episode 7. Stalker Amy strikes again.
Sorry, I won't stalk you. It'll just be one of those. I'll appear where you're at randomly, and I'll be like, "Hey!" and you'll be like, "Oh my god, this lady! I need a restraining order."
I think that is stalking. But I'm just saying.
So you know, you can no longer say episode 7. You have to say season 1.
Oh,
episode
season
7.
1.
Oh my gosh, I can't stalk him. He's like, I don't even know, like a 16-hour plane ride. I can't stalk him that far. He's like, and he knows I'm not going to get on a plane. I'm a boat.
Yeah.
I will get on a boat though, but that's going to take.
So he'll be in Dublin at some store, and he'll hear a caw, and he'll be like, "Oh crap, she's here!"
I know what I know. I probably gave you nightmares. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to give you nightmares.
I can never go to the zoo again if I hear a bird making that noise. I'm screwed now. I mean,
I'm having flashbacks of
It's Amy.
You know, it's made with love, though, man. Like, you know, it's a term of
endearment. Is that a Covenant Crows or is that Amy?
You know, I feel like sometimes I'm too honest on this show. Like, I feel like that I'm too honest on this show sometimes.
That is not a bad thing.
You never had security called on anyone. Well, no, I haven't been there yet. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
You will be the first.
Amy will be the first.
A few times, but it's only. All right, I remember one was. Fuck, I'm trying to think. What did he try to? One was a thief. We got it back. He got thrown out. The other one was someone trying to get in through the exit door and try to start a fight with one security guy. He was thrown out his ass as quick. And like most of the time, they'll call me first because I'm a police officer. That's my day job. So I can handle it then if need be. So, but it's such a very nice crowd. Like I've only ever had that one guest threatened me, and one other person who came to the show at 6 p.m. with their kids when we were closing. And we tried to explain to him, the show was finished. I said, it says on the ticket, you know, we start here, and he was getting very angry and very agitated. And like, we didn't have to call security. We almost called security on him, but I still feel bad to a degree to this day, because he kept at me. He said, look, I never got an email. I said, well, actually, you did get an email where I say the start dates, the start times, the maps, everything. I never got that. Well, according to this, you opened the email at 17:28, 2 days before the show.
Nice.
So he did. And he wouldn't let up. And I felt so bad, but it's the only way to shut him up. I turned around, because his kids were standing there like, oh, Jesus. And I turned around to the kids, as straight a face as I can. I'm sorry, your dad's an idiot. Now,
You are my kind of people. Oh my gosh. And the fact that you're a police officer, I'm really not going to stalk you. Please don't arrest me. Okay, like I won't really. I'm sorry. I won't do that.
Now that she knows you're a police officer, she's not going to do it. But before
I'll
that,
just
she might have.
before that, it was fair game.
Fair game.
I'll do it in secret. Okay, you don't know my last name. It's okay. I'll just change my first name. It's okay.
Like, I'm
Do I need
finding
to
out
put it up
quite
there for you? You suck to be so late you miss it. But yeah,
That's crazy.
That's why I always check
It
the
wa-
times.
And it's like, look, we know this happens all the time, which is why we send out God knows how many emails to people, and why it's all recorded. And you know yourself, you want to, like, we had one person in their first time at that new venue, because remember, it's 6 floors, and within 2 hours of doors opening, she was demanding a refund. There's nothing to do, like, really angry. I had to go out there, really nothing to fucking do, cursing and all. It's a waste of money. He said, did you not go upstairs? It's like, what? Said, there's 3 or 4 floors up above you. I thought those people were going to the toilet. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Okay, now wait a minute. You just said something. There's 6 floors of this Comic Con. Is that what you just told me?
Yeah, it's a different type of venue.
Trevor!
It's a unique style venue. We don't
We will
have
get
one
there.
big hall. And but like, that's, so you do get the odd person like that. You don't need security, but you still need to, you can only be nice to people so long as well, and try to explain, look, we'll do this, we'll do that. But when they don't read, it's like, come
Yeah.
on, like, if you see hundreds of people going up an escalator, is your immediate thought is they're all going to the bathroom, or maybe there's something else up there to do?
That was Trevor. Trevor said, let's go. That's my husband. Thank you, Super Hubby. We'll talk.
Oh, Trevor, she's gonna hold you to that, man. She's gonna
And it's on
hold
air, so
you.
there's evidence.
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
true.
I'm praying for you, Trevor. I'm praying for you. Oh wait, no, me and Trevor aren't friends because I had that vision of him, and we
But
are.
that was not his
Right.
fault. That was your own brain.
I told you once I've had this thought. No, I'm sorry. I love you, Trevor, but we're
That is
we're
not his
taking a
fault.
break. Our friendship is on a hiatus. Okay,
Okay,
it's on a
Carl
hiatus.
needs to understand. We had a discussion regarding kilts. My
oh
husband
God,
is from the
no.
McDonald's
No,
plant,
let's
so
not
he has
revisit
a
it.
kilt.
No,
No, we're not
Okay,
gonna.
go on.
Kilt stories.
We're not
So,
revisiting.
You can
Like
just
I
go
don't need
from there
another.
and figure out what's going on.
I don't need another image. Okay, like I just don't. So let's
If you want to revisit it, it's fine. I think she needs a refresher by the sound of it. She forgot it.
I don't. I sure don't. Okay.
I think
No.
Mommy
Let's
and her
just say-
husband and
let's
Trevor and I
just say-
all need to go.
Let's
Mommy,
just
what do
say
you
the
say?
last word right there about trip is what Amy would do to somebody in a kilt.
I would because I want to know if they're wearing something underneath it because I feel like they should be. And then if not, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything on. And
We
then I'm
told her-
mortified.
Try to
So
tell her
then
that's a
she-
skirt.
no. And then CJ was like, but I thought you're not supposed to wear anything, you know? And so she was saying about her husband has worn one or something. I was like, oh my God, I don't need that image. I'm good. Like, just no. No. Okay. Like, just no. No. So that's the whole thing. So me and him are on a hiatus of our friendship because I can't unsee that.
That is not his fault.
It don't
Just-
matter. It's technically yours, but I can't unsee it. So no.
Well,
Well, technically,
this-
it's the King
this
of the
might-
Renaissance Festival.
I just think of it now. Every time there's a strong gust of wind, just imagine that wind as he's walking past you.
Why are you
Marilyn Monroe moment, kind of.
Now I'm never gonna unsee any of this. I can't go to the Renaissance Festival on that weekend. Oh my god, I can't. Like I just can't. Oh my gosh, like no. I like to think that, and I know that I call them panties, but I have girls. Okay, so everyone just wears freaking panties. Okay, but I like to think that they have something on underneath. If not, I'm in a bad spot when I trip them. Like,
I'm kind of curious though.
And I should give them some money. Okay,
Greg,
like
I'm really curious about.
No, I'm telling you, if I trip them and it's all hanging out, I'm gonna give you $5 because I'm gonna feel bad. Like, hey, you gave me a show. Here's your money. Okay, but no, like I just no. Not gonna read
into
this, no.
is foreign. I was
cash. Evidently, I need to bring some cash because I guess you're not supposed to wear anything. But in my mind, I'm going to say that you do.
My brain is going back to the Renaissance Festival where the stormtroopers were wearing kilts.
Did they have their like pants on underneath and just the kilt or not? Oh my!
I don't know. That's what I'm
wondering
wondering now.
I don't want to know. I don't need free shows. Okay, I just know. Where are we with
Amy kilt shirt?
You know, Anubis, I'm gonna have them made and just for you. So the next time I come in, I'm gonna hand deliver it.
It'll be a picture of a guy in a skirt holding his skirt down like the Marilyn Monroe thing.
Gosh, no, it's gonna. I don't know. I guess I'm naive in the whole like kilt wearing thing, but if my husband wore one, I'd be like, you putting some on underneath because you ain't giving no girl no free show. Okay, like. Unless she gonna give me money, no. Like no, I can't. I just can't. No, I'm sorry.
You asked, Carl. You asked.
No.
I wouldn't say that. Tripped them and gave the show without the pole.
Trevor says you're kilting me, Amy.
Oh, Trevor, you have to, man. I'm sorry. I can't unsee what your wife said. Okay, like I just can't. And so we're separated. Okay, we are in a temporary hiatus of friendship. Okay, I'm just saying, no more kilt dreams, Amy. Who has kilt dreams? I don't. Like no.
Obviously, she's not an Outlander fan, but you know.
No, I'm not. But oh my gosh, I can't unsee these. I think it all started with Greg saying he was going to wear one, and I said I was going to trip his ass, and then he was like, "Well, I ain't got nothing on" or something, and that's how it snowballed. I was mortified. I can't unsee these things. Okay, I just can't.
What if the girl gives you con tickets?
And actually, I think it was the king that said I needed a cargo kilt.
Probably.
Oh, and see, no,
like
just wear something underneath.
Well,
No.
you're around definitely because I don't want to be tripped.
I'm telling you, like
So all the guys in kilts here, the caw, they're gonna hold their kilts down.
This makes me
Because I
sound
know
like
Amy's in the area.
Okay, hold on. I feel like I have to defend myself here because I sound like such a bitch right now. But it's kind of true. Like I was gonna trip. I think Greg to make sure.
You should have said caca before that.
No, I won't. Oh God. Oh God. No. Oh no. Okay. I was curious, and then it turned into this whole thing, and now I'm just mortified by the answer I got, and I can't unsee that. Like every time I see a man in a kilt, I'm gonna know, and I'm just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm gonna put my blinders on.
I'm
and
just surprised you didn't know before. That's like
no. I'm telling you, there's some things that I choose to be naive about, and that is one. I choose to just go and la la land. You like you're all wearing stuff.
I love you, Amy.
Okay, like I'm just saying, I understand. Okay, I understand that sometimes you gotta let it air out and stuff. I get it. But not around me. Like just no. Okay, I'm
Look
sorry.
out, Ireland! Here comes Amy.
Poor Greg can never wear his kilt now.
I know.
Why you gotta put it out there? Now he knows, and he's gonna be like, "This lady is like not allowed in Ireland."
There's a bolo out in Ireland for Amy Revishand.
I know. Please don't do that. I'm so sorry. I don't mean it that way. I didn't know. I didn't know. Just don't wear a kilt around me. Whatever. I don't know.
This is a weekly thing for me.
You have my sympathy.
Thank you.
What are you talking about? It's not even that bad. This is This is mild. Oh God, whatever. Whatever. I don't want to talk to y'all now. I don't like any of y'all at all. Like, no.
Messenger
You guys go
messages
in
about
there.
it.
I was there. The bed you know what? I just whatever.
Oh man.
It is what it is, you guys. Welcome. Okay, this is how it is. Whatever. It is.
Welcome to Tuesday morning.
Yes. This is our normal Tuesday mornings.
You just hit the right one, Carl.
I'm sorry. It's all because she
That's
had
why
to
I'm here.
bring up the kilt. Bring up the kilt.
And-
That's the
and
problem. You don't want the kilt brought up.
No,
That's
No.
the point. We don't want it up.
that was hey. You know what? That kudos. That was good. That was good. That was like quick and good. I like you. I like you a lot.
There you
Please come back. Come back. I hope I didn't scare you because I feel like we're BFFs right now. I like you a lot more than I like these other two people. I like you a lot. Okay.
Love you, Amy.
No, no. They're dead to me. They are dead to me.
St. Trevor will wear a kilt to your funeral.
No. Oh, please.
Oh God.
Just no. Okay. Just no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's
Can we
awesome,
change that?
Anubis. Yes.
I just
Oh,
can't handle y'all.
Lordy.
I can't.
I was doing good there for a bit.
Love you long time. Oh my gosh. Me love you long time. No.
That was Trevor, by the way.
Trevor, stop, okay? We're on a hiatus, okay? Goodness, I
Okay.
just no. I can't stand y'all. No.
Well, now when you listen to us, you'll at least have a picture of what we're going through.
I don't think Amy wants another picture. That's the problem.
No. Please don't. Just no. I had just gotten over my nightmares. Now they're coming back. No. Gosh. I can't handle it. I can't.
Okay, next time we can talk about cycling shorts. There you go.
Oh no, that's even worse. No.
No.
I'll take a kilt over cycling shorts any day because there is nothing to the imagination on the cycling shorts. Just
Hey, but you know what? They would have some on underneath. You know, that could work. I'm down. I'm down. They would have at least something. It'd
no,
be-
I think he's saying one or the other. You get
Yeah.
the kilt
I
or
would
the
much
cycling.
rather have cycling shorts. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
I'd
lie.
rather have a guy in a kilt.
But that's actually going to be something you're going to encounter at the show when you run it. Is people, we've gotten this a lot. Guys, women wearing a little bit too much, especially if it's very like Dragon Con is whatever you want to wear or nothing half the time. Great show, but at a family show, there's we've had people come up and say the underwear is now a G-string, or in the case of men, I can see everything. As in, they don't wear that.
Oh my gosh.
They can. You have to, like, if you have a Spider-Man costume, or you have someone in a Deadpool Lycra costume, it's you have to be brave to wear those, but you have to wear a dancer's belt or something underneath, because there's nothing worse with a parent coming up and there's his Johnson. You know, it's and you just need to pull these people
bring
aside.
cash is what you're saying. I need to bring cash and be like, hey, thanks for the show, and give them money. Okay, I'll be prepared.
Yeah.
Have you
And
had,
sometimes they're completely oblivious to it, especially post COVID. A lot of people are like, most of our attendees for March, I'd say at least 50% are new. They'd never done a convention before. New cosplayers, they never cosplayed at a show before, so they didn't realize that this skin tight costume needs to wear a cup underneath or something. Because
please.
Yeah, it's something that you're going to have to just be aware.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh god.
Mommy's asking, what's the best cosplay you've ever seen?
Changing focus.
Yeah, at our show or in general? I think like in general, there's a chap, Jeff, on Friends on Facebook, and he's done a Warcraft. I think it was Garrosh or Gramash, can't remember. It's full silicone skin.
Wow.
And then at our show, there's been some amazing, like actually Order 66 is Jules is his name. He did a Batman costume. Hello. He did a Batman costume with a working flamethrower.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then
Now,
the third is myself, I'll be honest.
now I do have
So
to ask, with some of these previous comments, have you ever had somebody just show up and just body paint?
we have, but they have worn underwear. And like that, like I've been to other conventions where they have a body painting booth. I've been to, again, Monster Blues and other places, Fax in Belgium, where they're wearing underwear and maybe like, plasters on the nipples and then body paint. I was like, okay, well, look, there's a reason behind that. You can kind of go, well, look, they're covered up. You probably wouldn't even notice if it's done well. So it's one of those awkward ones where it's in good taste versus borderline porn. And you just, it's a tough one because some people might not realize it, and they might have just bought the costume on eBay a week before, and you have to approach it delicately. Like, look, you can't wear that. It's a family show. And again, look, and the same, you have people with nudity, and then you have people bringing in real crossbows or real sharp swords, and nothing intentional. They just do not realize it. And that's, again, post-pandemic, people have really gotten into the convention scene and, let's say, the nerd scene, so there's more of us now, but they're just too enthusiastic, and you need to tailor them back, say, look, you can't swing around that giant real hammer. You might hurt somebody, or, that's a real sword. Give us that for a little bit.
So if someone complained, would you have to kick them out, or would you just have to talk to them?
Mostly just talk to them, like wrap a jacket around your waist if it's a bit, until you can, pull the string out of your arse, or, put on a dancer's belt, or look, there's the bathroom. You're being nice to them. They've paid to be there to have fun. Once they're not literally running around in someone's face doing it, you have leeway with them. Like, you don't want to throw anyone else out if you don't have to. So once they acknowledge it, look, yes, sir, I did not realize, or can I stand over here and I'll take it off for photos only and put it back on? That's fine. So it's you very rarely would you throw anyone out. Like, the only way is if someone was bringing in a weapon, and you're like, you can't have a real sword with you. Oh, I want to bring it in. No, I do. No, get out. That's kind of the only time. Yeah, but like, again, that's common sense. But some people don't have that.
Yeah, when people don't understand that, kids are geeks too, and parents who are trying to raise them in the geekdom, they're bringing them, and so they don't want to muck around with them like this. They want them to enjoy the whole thing. And I've seen some phenomenal cosplay costumes that didn't have any bit of nudity to them, and they were just like, holy cow, that must have taken you forever. And it's like, when you can appreciate, the ones on stilts, I do not know how those people do it for the entire day. They must have like calves of steel. So, there are just some phenomenal costumes out there that you can do.
If you Google Dragon Con Lycan, I'll be the first result that comes up there. And I brought over myself, Brian, Kieran, and then Derek the next year. I think I spent 4 hours in that costume on stilts. Oh. And never again will I entertain anyone who wears a mask for an hour and says, oh, this is so tough and uncomfortable. I was in a 100-pound silicone costume on stilts for 4 hours. If I manage that, anyone can manage a mask for an hour. It's great. It's, people don't realize, just do a little bit of prep work and training for your costume and you'd be grand.
Yeah. If you don't want a mask, then be really good at face paint. Just find something else that you like that still your face doesn't have to be covered, or if it has to be covered, something that will go with whatever mask you're putting on, sort of stuff. I mean,
exactly.
That
Captain
lady
America's,
at Trader's Village that was on those stilts, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them that are like that. But who was it? Bucky from Captain America. His has a face mask. If you can find different cosplays that either have masks or don't have masks. But for the most part, most of them are clothed. Some of them are a little skimpy, but they are clothed. Just saying.
The hardest one to judge would probably be Mystique.
That would be, yeah. But even then, she was actually in a bodysuit for part of it.
I think
that was supposed to be her skin, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on the collector forums who actually have a lot of the prosthetics from her, and they actually wear just prosthetics glued on. So it wasn't, most of the time wasn't even a bodysuit, just prosthetics glued directly onto the skin for certain scenes. So yeah, and a lot of the cosplayers I've seen have done prosthetics directly onto the skin. Because it's more comfortable, it moves more natural, easier to put, well, not easier to put on, but once it's on, it looks much better.
Mm-hmm. And they would be surprised at how many people want their pictures taken with them. You know, it's just
Oh, yeah.
something, when they see something that's like, oh my gosh, cool. It doesn't matter who you're like, can we get my picture taken with you? Because you rock. You know, that's just the appreciation that a lot of the Comic Con family have for each other, because it's like, you've got to put like hours into that costume. I gotta get a picture with it. You know, and it's just the appreciation for it.
A lot of it is.
And like that's the cosplay village. Sorry, go on.
And a lot of it is just pure respect for the outfits, and it's just get the images, ask for them. Don't just go up and say, "Here, I want a picture." Say, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" Because you never know.
Again, that's a big thing. Is the cosplay is not consent. Like, look, that's been going around for quite a while now. Like, we have the signs at our show. We have a zero tolerance policy on that, and I think a lot of shows have implemented that early on. It's because, look, there's nothing worse. I've been in costume myself, and you're taking a break, and someone snaps a photo while you finally breathe out and let your stomach out, and they take the photo. Damn it! Or, you know, in the case
of wait 2 seconds.
Yeah, or you have the case of I know a few of the women, like we've known some ourselves, friends of ours who've gone to our show, and they'd be in, you know, skin tight costumes or certain costumes, really little, but to be stalked around, or videos have come up after the fact with a group of lads, you know, guys, the men's men or the guys, or even the women's women. Sometimes they're going around commentating on them in the videos. It's like, come on, just don't be an asshole. Just go up, if you want a photo, ask for a photo politely. And that's it. And we do have people actively monitoring that. In fairness, like a lot of our friends who work at the show, they've been supervisors, and they'll see people, you know, if someone's taking a sneaky photo, they say, wait a minute, just go up and ask them. They'll be very proactive about that, because, again, it's just not nice. It's just a bit of common decency. But it's something nice to actively enforce that.
But if you ask, it's usually happy to. But yes, definitely be nice and don't be a jerk about it. 100% there. But
in a lot of cases, like, you have people want to pose better. Like, you know, if you're in a costume on still, so you have a mask or something that lights up or moves, if you just give them a few seconds, you can get a much better photograph, because they'll be able to pose better, get in a better position for you. And that few seconds can make a difference to you having a proper photo, rather than just, you know, a quick snap. And it's like, that's shit. At least this way, like, whenever I've been in the big costume and someone wants a photo, the lads will say, stop, give them a second. Okay, you can see where the child is, you can pose with the claws, and they get a much nicer photo rather than just you standing there looking like this, and they get a photo, and just, you know, so that few seconds makes a difference. And then from a con point of view, people are sharing these fantastic photos of the people and the kids having fun, interacting with the characters. And when you're looking at that then as an outsider, I want to go to that show now, because people are having fun. If you're just getting people sharing photos where, you know, it just looks like you're on Halloween taking photos of people, it's just like, that looks shit, you know.
I mean, can you imagine the little kid who sees like Spider-Man or any of his like Phantom type people, and it's just like, you know, his face is, or her face is gonna be just like lit up if, you know, they ask, hey, can you get my picture taken with you? And yeah, so that would just make their day, and then they get the picture taken with, you know, their hero.
Well, exactly. That actually happened a lot with me at CypherCon when I was there, and I was asking to take pictures. A lot of them would say, is there a certain pose that you want? So definitely ask.
I think Mr. and Mrs. Deadpool were the best, I think, on that. They were fun.
Yeah. Yes, that was a fun one. But a lot of them do ask, what type of image do you want? Or what pose do you want? So definitely go around asking.
So where can people find out about the Dublin Comic Con online?
Yeah, just DublinComicCon.com, and we're a bit, like, after the show again, you're a little bit slower on social media because, you know, we're working on different things in the background. But as the show gets closer, we post some more of our guests, and we post up a little bit about our sets then and other stuff that we're doing at the show, like the indie game developers, or this year we'll have wrestling in it, and we'll have some new displays built and stuff like this. So you can find out a bit more of what's going on at the show on the social media and the kind of generic information on the website.
I did notice that you guys are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Well done from a social media type person. So good job. But yeah, you can
Thank
find them
you.
all on there, especially their Facebook page is probably where you're going to find where the guests are and stuff like that. More information to take you to your website, correct?
Correct. And look, we're a bit slow with the replies every now and then, because like there's only literally myself, Derek, and then a few others helping out when they can. So we can't be slow with the replies, but we will get back to you. And but we're fairly open to ideas. Like if people say, "Oh, can you try this at the show? Can you try that at the show?" We always like trying new areas, new zones, new ideas, you know. So, and we're constantly robbing ideas from anyone we see, as it should.
But you had me at 6 floors of a Comic Con, so I'm just saying, you had me there.
It sounds better. It sounds more impressive than it is. Trust me.
On a fully immersion one, nope, I'm good. I'm good with 6 floors fully immersion. Yep, I'm good.
I have to say, I love the coffee cup, Amy. Yes, I did catch that.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Product placement.
Any Tuesday at 11, okay? Any Tuesday at 11.
But anyway, we are definitely way over our hour, believe it or not.
Oh, but it was fun.
But definitely fun. We have
Thank you for having me, bro.
we have not beat DC Glenn's time yet. One of these days we're going to. What was his show? Almost like an hour and 40
It was an
minutes?
hour and a half, I think.
It was like an hour and 38 minutes,
Something
if I
like
recall.
that. We'll get there eventually.
Well, I beat an error, so I'm happy. That's the main thing.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm calling that
And
a
we
win.
build it with laughter and all sorts of information, so it's all
it's
good.
Amy's killed
Thank you.
dream to blame.
It's not a dream. It's just like a phobia, okay? It's a
Our
phobia.
nightmare. Well, thank you, Carl, for coming on and talking about the Dublin Comic Con.
Yes, definitely. And
Eventually, Trevor and I may make it over there.
you're probably going to get a lot of people that want to go over there, and not just for the Comic Con, but also to see the land itself. It's beautiful country.
That's
Oh,
on our
definitely.
bucket
And
list.
look, and I said, you're all more than welcome to come over anytime, and we'll give you behind the scenes, full access, give you over as friends of us. So the invite stands anytime.
Trevor,
Yeah, thank
You
you.
hear that?
Thank you. and
just check
and I have to say, we will be on this Saturday, which is Free Comic Book Day here. And we're going to be here on 11 a.m. with Chaotic Freedom Celebration. And yes, that is a Comic Con. It will be in Lake Jackson, and it will be their first ever.
And then
So-
I will be at Kilgore Geekend, so it'll be
Correct. And then-
interviews throughout the weekend from me at Kilgore Geekend this weekend.
Volunteer as a tribute.
Mommy, I'm with you. I volunteer too. Super
But
happy does.
hopefully-
Super happy does.
I'm waiting for responses, but I'm trying to get to one of the comic book stores to advertise Tri-City Comic Con. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. And obviously we kilted this show just for Amy.
That was good. I love
Talk
it.
to you later.